Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. Recently when I just held him up for a moment, I found out that people have interest in the animated line of Transformers. Um, I don't own very many of those, but I guess I figured go ahead and start looking at the ones that I have. And to kick it off, let's go ahead and look at Soundwave, the figure I randomly held up for 10 seconds, and people were like, "Are you going to look at it? Are you going to look at it?" I'm looking at it. So yeah, here we have his animated form, which it very much is a product of its time. You gotta remember, this was early 2000s. There was those weird, like, boxy Scion cars everywhere that were, they were gonna just change the way cars worked forever, man. Yeah, we see how that went. Says the guy who does drive a very small car. I drive a Chevy Sonic, not a Scion. But yeah, for what this is actually a really, really well done vehicle mode. I love how the grill is still the old-fashioned, buttons from the tape deck. They gave him, like Tron-looking wheels with the blue outlines. You've got, the sort of cassette pattern going on in a couple places. Nothing on the back, unfortunately. I wish they would have painted some of that at least a little bit. The windows are actually, it's a very dark plastic, but it is translucent, transparent, whichever it is. Due to the nature of this, I'm not sure entirely. I think it's transparent because I can see the details of some of the innards behind there if I get the light just right. On the top, you've got kind of a classic, just, power symbol. This guy gives off massive MP3 player vibes for being a car. Worth pointing out, apparently the plastic or the paint is like starting to crack. So if you have this figure, maybe pay attention to that. Go check on him, make sure he's okay. The wellness check for her animated Soundwave. But yeah, pretty neat little car mode. He also comes with an accessory, being Laserbeak the guitar. I'll say that again. Laserbeak the guitar is your accessory. I still can't get over this. In this mode, there are two little hooks right here from the obvious bird feet hanging out the bottom. You can go ahead, put those in the slot up here, and have the car drive around with a ridiculously huge guitar on top. But basically that is it for the car mode. Let's go ahead and check out the robot mode. Alright, and here we have animated Soundwave in his robot mode. As usual, go ahead, check out the transformation video if you want to see how to actually get him in this mode. I love this robot mode. Now, yes, this is a very different, we're going to call it different, design for Soundwave, but I really think it works. I love, the wheels coming forward to form, shoulder speakers. He ends up having the classic tape deck chest, even though he's, a car. A little bit of backpack, but overall, relatively clean, especially for, the animated line. Posability on him is pretty good as well. The head can rotate, as well as you can use the transformation joint to have him look up, though it will, open up that panel there. But, still usable. Shoulders can rotate. Can't really move out at all. There's a little bit of in and out there, but not much. You've got a hinge and then a ball joint at the elbows, so you do get somewhat decent range. Some of the kibble and stuff will, block it, but you do get over 90-degree bend right there, as well as you've got, rotation and different angles like that. You can kind of move the hand in if you want to for whatever reason. That's a thing. He does have a waist rotation, ball joint at the hips, so you get forward, back, And if you get his arm out of the way, the full splits. It's also a ball joint at the knee, so you get a rotation and roughly 90 degrees of bend. As well as there's the transformation joint here, so you can bend the leg inward if you need to for reasons. Then you do have a toe bend there, and even has an ankle tilt. That ankle tilt is very impressive. This is one of the oldest ankle tilt figures I think I own, because this was still the era. Yeah, his knees are a little loose, but that's age of the figure, not design problem. But around this time, you usually had, there would be an angle molded in the feet, but this guy actually has a straight up ankle tilt, which is really, really neat in my opinion, I have to say. He does have interactivity with Laserbeak, as you would hope for in a Soundwave figure. On the back of his arms, the very obvious car doors, you've got two little slots right there. Go ahead and take your Laserbeak, using those same little feet pegs he's got. If you can get those lined up, you can get him to roost on Soundwave's arm. Again, because of the loose joints on mine, it does have some problems it causes, but you've got that. That looks really, really neat. Here, really quick, just to say we'll bring in Laserbeak so you can see what he looks like in this mode. Very, very little paint. Basically no posability except for, putting the wings back into guitar mode. But I do really, really like this design. But the really cool thing, using the magic of having two Laserbeaks, this is completely silly, but I absolutely love it. If I can remember right, I believe you peg in, yeah, right here on his forearm, and you can have Soundwave play Laserbeak. This right here is the reason that this ends up being one of my favorite Transformer figures I own. Is it a super faithful what I think of when I think of Soundwave? No, not by any means. But if you were to tell me this was like a friend of Soundwave or something like that, I would totally believe it. I love the idea of this, sound-based, walking concert setup that plays its guitar. And apparently I did not have this part right on this version, or am I even supposed to pull this part up the way I do? I don't know. I've not had the best time trying to find documentation of this guy, on proper ways to do the transformation. Something about animated figures, I don't know why. I just have a hard time finding proper stuff. But yeah, this is a really fun, really cool figure, and if you're able to find it, I very much recommend it. As well as, while it's going to set you back pretty hard, in Japan, there was a repaint of this in effectively Sound Blaster colors. They made him red and black and everything. But that one, instead of coming with Laserbeak, came with a completely new mold of a keytar that turned into Ratbat. And we're not talking, they did this and changed how the parts look. No. Transformation and everything on Ratbat is entirely different than Guitar Laserbeak, which is a statement that I'm still not used to making. So, yeah, if you're able to track down a copy of this figure for a decent price, definitely do it. Thank you guys for watching, as always. Again, I know things are a little rough because I'm not in the usual swing of things, but hopefully this was at least fun to look at this really weird but really cool figure. So, anyway, see you guys next time.